This is a News 3 Now special report.
Thanks for joining us for this webcast on the developments in the coronavirus pandemic. Executive Joe Parisi has declared a state of emergency in Dane County in response to COVID-19. The declaration dedicates the full allocation of county resources be available to ensure the continuation of core county services in the midst of the pandemic. It comes after Sunday's directive by Public Health of Madison-Dane County to close all schools, place new limitations on restaurants, theaters, and other public gathering spots, and restrict any events over 50 people from occurring. This morning, 29 Wisconsin passengers from the Grand Princess cruise ship were safely returned to Wisconsin. More than 3,500 people were on board the cruise ship. Nearly 30 soldiers and airmen from the Wisconsin National Guard were sent to pick up the Wisconsin residents from that cruise ship that docked at a port in Oakland, California. According to Governor Tony Evers, 2 passengers from Wisconsin chose to remain quarantined in Texas. State officials are continuing to work with health officials to return home the 7 Wisconsin passengers who remain in the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services custody in California. The residents will self-quarantine for 14 days. There are now more than 3,700 confirmed coronavirus cases in the U.S., with 69 deaths. 33 cases have been reported in Wisconsin, and just this afternoon, Governor Tony Evers declared a statewide ban on gatherings of 50 or more people. Government officials say they are taking steps to isolate Americans and keep those numbers from spiking. The Centers for Disease Control is now recommending no gatherings with 50 or more people to stem the spread of the virus. More stringent measures could be coming.
On a day-by-day basis, we look at this, and literally we will do everything that we can to make sure we safeguard the health and the well-being of the American people. And that means everything and anything we'll consider.
The Senate is back in session this afternoon and will begin discussing a multi-billion-dollar coronavirus relief bill backed by President Trump to help families and employees who are being laid off as a result of the virus. The Federal Reserve cut its benchmark rate to a range between 0 and 0.25%. It's also buying $700 billion in securities to boost money into the economy. That news did nothing to help the markets. Trading was halted as soon as the opening bell rang. At the noon hour, the Dow was down 2,054 points. The Nasdaq down 600 plus, and the S&P 500 down 225. In Europe, 3 of the countries hardest hit by the coronavirus have recorded their highest single-day death toll. Obituaries for coronavirus victims spanned 10 pages in a local Italian newspaper. Sunday alone, Italy had a record one-day death toll of 368 people. Across Europe, more than 100 million people are now in lockdown. Ski resorts have shut across France, Switzerland, and Austria. So far, there's no lockdown in the UK, but the government warns it may soon order people over 70 to stay at home for up to 4 months.
It's gone absolutely crazy, hasn't it? Hasn't everything gone crazy? You're just walking around, people are going constantly.
As Europe scrambles to contain the crisis, the military is monitoring streets in Spain, and police are using drones to broadcast messages urging people to stay home until the pandemic is over. And the NFL says it still plans to hold the 2020 draft as scheduled from April 23rd to the 25th, but public draft events in Las Vegas will not take place amid ongoing precautions being taken because of the coronavirus. The NFL said in its release that it is exploring innovative options for how the draft will be conducted and that the event will still be televised. That's our special coronavirus report. Thanks for watching.